Hello everyone, you're seeing this video because the channel has hit 200,000 subs. First of all, crazy. It's kind of an amount that you don't even think of when you're starting because you think of 100,000. Any step beyond that is just wild. 1/5 of the way to 1,000,000 is crazy. So thank you for that, first of all. I thought I'd take this opportunity to go over the future of the channel and what I plan to do. I also have a Q&A, so I have a bunch of cards ready to go with questions that I wrote down from the community posts that I made. So in a time where you see a lot of YouTubers resigning because they've done this for their entire life and they're bored of it or just need less stress, happy to tell you that I'm going to be hopefully going full-time by summer. Right now I have a full-time job and I'm also a student. I graduate this spring and I plan to, once I graduate, move over into YouTube full-time, and that'll mean more streams, more videos, and probably higher quality content just because I'll have more time to edit and everything. I also have a couple of other things that you can call New Year's resolutions, I suppose. I want to stream more frequently, twice a month at the minimum. It's funny, I was actually looking at the partner requirements and you have to stream on 12 different days. And I was like, okay, I got 5 streams done this month. I am on the road, I'm set. No, I have the viewer requirements easily, but like 12 streams on 12 different days is wild. I want to host more collaborations. You've seen a couple of these already. I just did the Stardew Fair video. I did an interview with Kat Liente, which you can go and watch right now on her stream VODs. I think she's going to upload it to her YouTube channel, so if you want to check that out, and there is a link to it, I'll add it down in the description. I have a lot of plans for the future. Don't want to go into it, don't want to spoil it, but I also want to collaborate with people outside of the Stardew Valley group. I have a couple of videos that I want to actually get voice actors in with, so that'll be fun. Alongside streaming again, one thing I want to do is bring back the VOD channel. I haven't uploaded a VOD in 6 months, maybe a year? I don't know. Someone actually mentioned a while ago that there's no way to watch the end of my Imperfection stream because all of the streams were saved except for one. And so that one's just gone. That made me kind of sad. So I'm going to try and start saving all of the VODs just because it's nice to have. And so now I have a ton of questions that, yes, they are written on there. It looks blank. Nope, there it goes. Because the exposure changed, you can see it. So, are you playing any games that aren't Stardew right now? So the way I play games is I usually have one relaxing game combined with one stressful action game that's like high actions per minute. My stress-free game right now is actually a ROM hack of Pokemon Fire Red called Pokemon Unbound. Very good ROM hack. I'd say probably the best ROM hack that I've played of Pokemon, next to Emerald Rogue, which is another great one. And my action-packed game would have to be Grounded. I've been getting into that. I'm about halfway through. I'm at an impasse. I'm really struggling with trying to take on the next area, so slow going there. What shows do you like or recommend at the moment? You're not gonna like this answer. So you know The Big Bang Theory, right? I don't like The Big Bang Theory. I think it's kind of boring. Nerd culture stuff is kind of like a time bygone. There's a spinoff called Young Sheldon. It is a really good show. I'm about halfway into season 2 right now, and I just 3 episodes every night minimum. I can't stop watching it. Surprisingly good, has a lot of emotional depth. It's not like laugh track, nerd, woman. It's actually good. How did you come up with the name Salmence? So, a lot of people are like, wow, it's really similar to the Pokemon name. It's because it is. It's a misspelling of it. I've been on YouTube a long time. I made this account in 2009. At the time, I would have been 12. I misspelled the Pokemon Salmence, and this actually dates back to every username I've ever had on the internet has always been Salmence. And the first site that I ever signed up for was Pokemon Crater, which is a now defunct, blown up site. I think there was like some spiritual successor to it, but it's like not the same. And at this point, I really have no reason to change it. If it wasn't working, we wouldn't be here at the 200,000 sub special. When you're coming up for ideas for videos or shorts, how often are ideas scrapped? And on that line, do you have any criteria for what does and doesn't make an interesting video idea? So I kind of make every idea that I have. If I ever don't make a video, it's because I got distracted with some other videos and eventually forgot about it. I have like probably a dozen completely finished scripts that are just sitting there. And it's like, well, I could go to them, but I have other ideas that I'm more excited for. That's basically it. And as for the criteria of what does and doesn't make an interesting video idea, so, okay, there's a couple of things that this comes down to. If you know MatPat, he had a very interesting take on how you make videos, where you make one for the fans, one for the algorithm, one for yourself. I very much abide by that kind of idea. The expanded series would be the ones for the fans. 100 days videos and long challenge videos would be ones for the algorithm. And just kind of all this weird stuff that I like to try would be the ones for me, like the Stardew Valley Fair or the 10 cozy games or whatever. That's kind of how I figure it out. What's your favorite part about starting a new Stardew Valley save? Probably the money-making aspect, and my favorite part of the whole run is getting the golden walnuts, because it's not time-gated. It's not like oh, you plant a crop and you have to come back for it 4 days later. You could get probably, I don't know how many you could get in a day. I'd guess about 80 golden walnuts in a day if you really pushed it and were prepared. I always like pushing that as far as I can. I enjoy trying to get the farmhouse opened on the first day I'm into Ginger Island. It's always such a fun rush of very different activities. What games are you keeping a watch on or would like to play? So, as for games that come out in the future, there's one farming game that I'm really keeping my eyes on. That's Fields of Mystria. I'm not super into just playing every single farming game that comes out because, you know, I say Stardew Valley has me completely covered in that way. Fields of Mystria, though, adds a different aesthetic. I like the idea of using magic, and a lot of people have actually recommended Sunhaven to me because of that. Someday. That's like my kind of third place. I really do want to try Sunhaven sometime. I don't know, just the way it has like the Game Boy Advance art style, that's what I'm looking forward to. I'd say the only other game that I'm like is in the future that has been announced that I am excited for is Monster Hunter Wilds. Love the Monster Hunter series. I got into it during Generations X, I believe it was, which was on the Switch, and I've played every game since then, and I've put about 100 hours into every game. So very excited to see where it goes next. Do you want to make content that isn't Stardew related? Yeah, I do. Not because I'm tired of Stardew Valley, it's just because I'd like to do more different things. That's it. Longtime viewer since Chrono Trigger, Jesus. First time caller. What are some things you learned over the years of doing this so long? Favorite personal projects you think are underrated? Okay, so I think the most important things I've learned is how important audio is. If you have a beautiful video like 1080p, 60 FPS, there's no editing mistakes. Doesn't matter if the audio sucks, if the commentary is too slow. This is a big one that I actually see a lot. Like, I need music. I need music in the background of any video I watch. If there's no music, I get bored so easily. I don't know why. It's never like a rule that's always been like, you need music, but I think for the vast majority of content, sound effects and music are important. You can't just have commentary in a video there. In terms of the video editing itself, there's gotta be like a hook every minute or so. Not when it comes to like just gameplay, but if you're doing like a documentary style video, there's got to be something that someone gets re-interested in. Every once in a while, you can't just hook them at the beginning and assume they'll stay the whole time. Please tell us more about your cat. I'm begging for a picture. All right, give me a second. So my cat's sleeping, so I'll get back to you on that. I'll just put a bunch of pictures into the video in post. All right, this is our first full question, and then we're gonna have a speed round where I just go through a ton of questions with like 1 or 2 word answers. What keeps you playing Stardew Valley after having played it so much? What do you think will have to happen before you lose interest? And if you do, what do you think is next? I'll answer the what do I think is next. So like regardless, you know, 10 years in the future, are we gonna still be playing Stardew Valley? If it's still crazy and if it's still popular, sure. I don't really see myself going away from it forever. I would love to cover it every now and again, even if I do move on to other things. As for what's next, maybe the wider cozy game. I know a lot of people don't like the word cozy games, but like the wider cozy game genre. I'd like to get into anything like Nintendo, Pokemon especially. I'd like to cover a bit more. What keeps me playing after playing it so much? I still enjoy it. Easy as. I still enjoy it. Y'all still enjoy it. That seems like reason enough for me. Haunted Chocolatier, I don't know if that's going to actually like shake up what this like the Stardew Valley fandom, because like that's a big deal, I feel. Just wait and see, I guess. I don't know. All right, now for fast ones. So I recently watched a Charlie is So Cool like video from like 10 years ago, so we're gonna do that style. Favorite Stardew mod? Visual Fish. Favorite Bachelor? Sebastian. Will you do a playthrough of Haunted Chocolatier? Absolutely. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much does Chicken Harvey disturb you? 1. Favorite speedrun percent? Sea urchin percent. Favorite crop? Cranberries. Top 3 hats? Cat ears, frog hat, and mushroom cap. How are you so baller? Trauma. How did you find out about Stardew? Nintendo Capri Sun's Let's Play. What tool do you upgrade first? Pickaxe. Are you planning on a 1.6 overview? Yep. Do you regret being a YouTuber? Nope. How old are you and where did you come from? 27, Texas. That'll do it. Sorry if I didn't get to your question. That was probably, what, 25 questions that I did? Somewhere around there? Listen, okay, so I went in like most popular to least popular, so no matter when you commented it, there's a chance that it would have been read. In some of them, I just couldn't come up with answers. Like, the number one question is, will you consider running for the 2024 presidential election, and will you ask for our financial support? Speaking of, so there's one thing I forgot to talk about. I have a Patreon. Many of you probably didn't know that, and that's fine. I made it back when I was a much smaller YouTuber, and it was very useful. Back during the pandemic, getting a good, solid, stable income after everyone lost their jobs was really nice. Now, I don't really think I need it, so I am going to be shutting the Patreon down. And here's one final shout out to all of the people who've supported me over the years, or even people who have started supporting me recently. Thank you. It helped so much, and I can't like express that enough. Would I be where I am if I didn't have that extra support? I don't really know. I haven't been updating the Patreon with any like behind the scenes stuff. It feels weird to just straight up ask for money now when I don't need it. So if you really do want to support me still in that way, you can move it over to like a Twitch sub, where at least you'll get like emotes and ad-free viewing out of it. But as for Patreon itself, it's kind of a very outdated website, and I just don't need it. So I'll be shutting that down. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully I can see you in another couple of months for a 300. I don't know if I'm gonna do this at every single 100,000, because that, I don't know, 500,000 for sure. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one, and good night.